Rogersville and Anderson. So this is something I want to continue to pay attention to. Our velocity image not looking all that great. The shear, you can kind of see a little bit of wind shear here. We're getting into an interesting area of North Alabama where it becomes actually very difficult to switch between the Huntsville and the Columbus radar. I actually really like the Huntsville radar right now. It's actually doing a really good job. So here, let's circle this area right here. This is definitely going to be our area of interest. This is definitely going to be what we're focusing on. I want to switch over to our correlation coefficient, maybe some abnormalities up here. Maybe some abnormalities down there, but a correlation coefficient is a great product, okay? We have several great products, and I like this one because what a correlation coefficient product attempts to do is it attempts to detect inanimate objects that are flying through the air, okay? So normally radar beams, their job is to pick up on rain and hail, things that you would expect a radar beam to pick up on. But what this product does is it attempts to detect other inanimate objects, other forms of debris that could be flying through the air, which would give us an indication, okay, that a tornado is on the ground and is actively doing damage. So let's go back over to our shear rate product. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's go back over to our shear rate product. I want to turn my pencil off or I'm going to end up drawing something. So again, it looks like we're just to the north of Rogersville. My phone keeps blowing up with a variety of different notifications, and I certainly don't want to miss any of them. So we're going to continue the tornado warning for DeKalb County. I believe that is going to run until 8:30 this evening. Tornado warning for Jackson County, okay? The tornado warning for Jackson County has been canceled. We are, however, going to continue the tornado warning for DeKalb County, getting different reports out of Northeast Alabama. So I want you to remember to do something very, very important for me. But it's also important to remember that you need to do this only when it's safe. I love getting your pictures. Getting your pictures helps me a lot, okay? But you can only take pictures obviously when it's safe to do so. I certainly don't want you to be putting your life at risk just to take a picture for me. You're supposed to do that only when it's safe. And when you get that picture, you text that photo to 256-382-2692. That goes right here to my phone. It goes out to our newsroom. A couple of different people have the opportunity to see that photo. We have the opportunity to analyze that photo and get it on the air very quickly so we can tell people what you're seeing. Tornado warning, confirmed tornado, Lauderdale into Limestone County. This is something we're going to continue to pay attention to. It looks like we're talking about this area here of increased rotation, still looking at the Anderson, Rogersville area. So that's something I want to continue to pay attention to. That's something I want to continue to watch. But here's what I want to do. I also want to do this just because I haven't gone and looked at it yet. And it looks like this storm is beginning to move to the north out of Rogersville. It looks like it's beginning to slide just to the east of Anderson. Again, if you're in Athens, you're not within the tornado warning. So if you're within the city of Athens, okay, then you're actually just fine this evening. This activity is to the northwest of you, and it looks like it is going to stay to the north of you. So let's go over to Northeast Alabama just real quick. I want to check in on this tornado warning here. Actually, you know what? Let's go to the Lincoln County tornado warning first, because that is also a confirmed tornado on the ground. So I want to go to the Lincoln County tornado warning first. Let's zoom in on that, okay? So let's look at this. If you're in Fayetteville, you are not necessarily included in the tornado warning, right? But I still want you to get into your tornado safe place. If you're in Elkton, you need to be getting into your tornado safe place. I want to look at a couple of different. That's not what I wanted to do. If you're in, I want to look at a couple of different products here. I want to try and find our area of rotation. Looks like we're going to be talking about this area here. Somebody did just send me a photo. Thank you so much. I will make sure somebody in the newsroom checks on that photo that we just had texted to us. Please make sure to tell me who sent the photo so that we actually know who to give credit to, because of course I always want to give credit. Brand new tornado warning that is in effect for Lauderdale, Lawrence, and Limestone County. It looks like we are going to be going near Town Creek this time. Brand new tornado warning. This is going to run until 8:45 this evening. And it is for Limestone, Lauderdale, and Lawrence counties. Limestone, Lauderdale, and Lawrence County. Brand new tornado warning in effect for Lauderdale, Lawrence, and Limestone County. So here's our tornado here in Elkton. This is Lincoln County up in southern Middle Tennessee. A confirmed tornado on the ground, okay? If you're in Elkton, you need to be getting into your tornado safe place. This is a very serious situation here up in southern Middle Tennessee. As a matter of fact, I think here within the correlation coefficient, you can actually see something that would kind of imply that maybe we are in fact getting some debris flying through the air. Let's zoom out. Let's go to our brand new tornado warning. Again, Lauderdale, Lawrence, and Limestone County. We're going near Town Creek this time. Don't forget, we still have the tornado warning in effect for Lauderdale and Limestone County. That is independent of the new tornado warning that is just issued. The box hasn't popped up just yet. So technically right now we have two different tornado warnings that are in effect. Thank you so much, Jason, for sending me that photo. Somebody within our newsroom will get to looking at that here in the next couple of seconds, and then we'll decide if it's something that I can get on the air. So thank you so much for that, Jason. And don't forget to tell me where you took the photo. Maybe you that just sent me your photo, maybe you told me. I can't look at the message right now, but I got it. And somebody in our newsroom will be looking at it here rather immediately, I might say. So, brand new tornado warning in effect for Lauderdale, Lawrence, and Limestone County. Now, this one is not confirmed. We have the confirmed tornado, and then we have the not confirmed, as indicated by the red flashing box. We're going to switch radar products. I want to go ahead and look at this. What is this? New event. Okay, that's the tornado warning I already knew about. Okay, so brand new tornado warning in effect for Lawrence, Limestone, and Lauderdale County. Looks like this is going to be our area of interest this time. Looks like we're going to be sitting just to the north of Town Creek. So here's Town Creek down here. Here's Layton back here. Layton, Town Creek. Okay, if you're in either of those two locations, you are just fine. You are not in the path of this tornado-warned storm. If you are just to the north of Town Creek, if you're north of Hillsboro, if you're just to the south of Rogersville, again, Rogersville, you are included in this tornado warning, so you still need to be staying in your tornado safe place, and you need to stay there for the next several minutes because we are talking about another very powerful storm. Look at our correlation coefficient here. Let's see if I can't zoom in. Nope, that's out. Let's see if I can't zoom in on this storm just a little bit more, see if maybe I can get some cities to show up or something. Doesn't look like I'm going to get anything. So this is going to be it right here. I kind of looked at it. The radar just updated. The velocity, or not the velocity signature, the shear rate signature kind of went down. So a couple of different tornado warnings in place. These tornado warnings have really fired up here over the last several minutes. I want you to remember that during our 5:30 newscast, we were talking about this. We were talking about how this exact thing could happen. We were talking about how favorable our environment was for the development of severe weather. And it appears that that's exactly what's happening. We had the combination of temperatures and dew points. We had a lot of instability in our atmosphere. We had a fair amount of sunshine through the course of the afternoon. And so now what we have is all of that coming together as these storms have really begun to fire up over the last couple of hours. So Lauderdale, Limestone, and Lawrence County, that tornado warning, I believe, is going to run until 8:45. I'm like 90% sure that that's what I said. I thought I said that that tornado warning was going to run until 8:45. So it looks like here, this is going to be our area that we're going to continue to watch. I just want to look at a couple of different radar products. So a lot of wind shear here, noted by the brighter greens at times. We've been going into some of those darker reds. Another severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued. We'll focus on that here in a little bit. So some of these brighter greens here indicate areas of increased wind shear. Wind shear is a change in wind speed and wind direction as we go up in altitude. When you're getting that change, and especially wind direction, as you go up in altitude, that is a really good indicator that we're talking about something that could be rotating. I want to go look at our velocity image. Looks like our radar hasn't, our radar scan has not updated here in the last couple of minutes. I want to look, okay, so this storm also has a history of producing a little bit of hail. So that's something that's also really important, something that we need to pay attention to. These storms are incredibly dangerous, okay, so they've got some really high gusty winds, wind gusts in excess of 60 or 70 miles per hour, and then at the same time, the potential is there that a tornado could begin to develop. And it looks like we are going to be just to the northeast of Town Creek. I want to go back up to our confirmed tornado warning just real quick. We haven't touched on that in a couple of seconds, so let me zoom out and then head over into this direction. Okay, so here's our confirmed tornado warning. Tornado warning remains in effect, and this one is for Limestone County. That is going to run until 8:15. So we still have a couple of more minutes on that tornado warning, and it also looks like a brand new tornado warning was just issued. We have a brand new tornado warning for Limestone and Madison County. Okay, now we're including Limestone and Madison County. That is going to run until 8:45. Limestone and Madison County, that is going to run until 8:45. Mo Carter told me a little while ago that his sirens were going off in Athens, which is actually kind of interesting because Athens, I don't believe they're not technically included in the tornado warning. We do, though, have a brand new tornado warning in effect for Limestone and Madison counties. That is going to run until 8:45. So a variety of tornado warnings this evening. At this point, it's kind of getting hard to keep track of them all, but I am going to do my best to keep track of every single one of these because I know all of these are incredibly important to y'all. So we have tornado warning over here. This is for DeKalb County. This is going to be moving out of northeast Alabama within the next couple of minutes. This tornado warning runs until 8:30. It is for DeKalb County over in northeast Alabama, almost in the exact same spot that we had it last night. So tornado warning in effect for DeKalb County. That's going to run until 8:30 this evening. Brand new tornado warning. It doesn't look like the box has shown up just yet. Ah, there it is. The box literally just showed up. So this right here, okay, this is a mess, okay? This is a mess, but we are going to unpack all of this. In total, there are 3 different tornado warnings within this exact spot. Okay, if you're in the Huntsville metro area, you are not included in the tornado warning, okay? So if you are anywhere within the Huntsville metro, you are not in the tornado warning. I want to make that very, very clear. If you are in the Huntsville metro, you are not in the tornado warning. If you're back in Madison, not in the tornado warning. Southern Madison County, also not included in the tornado warning. If you're in Owens Crossroads, not in the tornado warning. I'm actually fairly confident that it might only be sprinkling in southern Madison County. Let's go to this area here. There is a lot to unpack here. Let's look at it and let's try and make some sense of it. We're going to do it together. We're going to find our different areas of rotation and we're going to talk about this. If you are in Athens, you are not technically under a tornado warning in Athens. You're getting very close, but you're not technically under a tornado warning. If you're in Elkmont, you need to be in your tornado safe place. If you're in Rogersville, you need to be in your tornado safe place. Anybody traveling, okay, along Highway 72 over in Limestone County, if you know anybody traveling along Highway 72 over in Limestone County, you need to call them and you need to tell them to get into a tornado safe place. All of my TV screens are flashing in here, and I can't decide if that's something I should be worried about or not. So, tornado warning in effect for Limestone and Madison counties. That's going to run until 8:45. We're just getting into Madison County. If this storm holds together, it might include Hazel Green. It probably will not include Meridianville, but it would include Hazel Green. So tornado warning continuing. Okay, we're paying attention to the tightening of rotation over in DeKalb County. Okay, so again, if you're in Athens, you're not technically under a tornado warning. Let's switch over to the Huntsville radar, and here's what I want to look at. I want to look at our velocity image. So there are a lot of different areas of rotation. This one down here is not, this one towards Hillsborough is not actually included in a tornado warning, but I'm kind of wondering if it should be. Okay, so let's circle these different areas of rotation. We're just to the south of Elkmont. If you're in Elkmont, you need to be getting into your tornado safe place. This one here, just to the south of Rogersville. Still, if you're in Rogersville, I want you to get into your tornado safe place. And then there's this, okay? So there's this here is kind of interesting to me, right over Hillsborough. Now, Hillsborough is also not technically included in the tornado warning, but there's some really good rotation there. The most intense rotation actually looks like it is sitting with this limestone Madison County storm. If you're in Elkmont, you really need to be getting into your tornado safe place. That looks like a really powerful storm there in Elkmont. I want to look at our Columbus radar just to see how much different these two are. Okay, that did not help me at all. Okay, let's go back to the Huntsville radar. At this point, I think we're just going to be better off using the Huntsville radar. Okay, again, if you're in Elkmont, you need to be getting into your tornado safe place. Again, if you're in Athens, you're kind of surrounded. Mo Carter, our sports director, was texting me from Athens just a couple of minutes ago. Okay, if you're in Athens, you're not technically included in the tornado warning. This is just water. If you're in Athens, you're not technically included in any of the tornado warnings. Let's go ahead and try and zoom in. We might get some cities to populate here. Oh, that's out. If I zoom in here, okay, so again, Athens, you're kind of surrounded. It's very interesting. You're kind of surrounded, but you're not technically included in any of these tornado warnings. So it looks like this rotation here, and this would be Limestone County. So here's Highway 72. Okay, so our first area of interest there is going to be just to the north of Highway 72. And we have a brand new tornado warning that was just issued. Let's look at this one. So brand new tornado warning, that is going to be for Lawrence and Limestone County. It looks like that is going to be a secondary tornado warning. And I'm betting you, okay, so I want to go back and I want to look. I have a feeling it has something to do with this storm here, just to the north of Hillsborough, just to the southwest of Lawson. If you're in Lawson, I want you to get into your tornado safe place. I have a really good feeling that that's where that tornado warning is going to come from. So if you're in Lawson, I want you to get into your tornado safe place. Hillsborough, you probably need to be in your tornado safe place as well. So it looks like we're going to run the tornado warning for Limestone and Lawrence County, the second tornado warning, okay? We already have the one in effect. But the secondary tornado warning for Lawrence and Limestone County, looks like we're going to run that one until 8:45. We also have the Limestone County and the Madison County tornado warning. That is also going to run until 8:45. So a number of different areas of rotation here, all of which deserve their focus. A couple of areas south of Highway 72, okay? So here's Highway 72. I'm literally running my finger along Highway 72. Here's Athens for a little bit of perspective, and then we have I-65. So we are on the west side of the interstate. We have yet to cross the interstate. So we're on the west side of the interstate. I was right. That is exactly where that tornado warning developed, okay? So if you're in Lawson, you need to be getting into your tornado safe place. Remember, we were talking about this just a couple of minutes ago, and I told you that I thought that storm looked really interesting, and I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if the National Weather Service ended up going with some sort of a tornado warning back when it was over Hillsborough, as a matter of fact. That's when I told you about that. They ended up going with the tornado warning. So if you're in Lawson, you need to be getting into your tornado safe place because the rotation on this storm is actually really solid. So we're talking about a really nice velocity signature. Now the wind shear, it's not overly impressive, but the velocity signature alone is somewhat worrisome. And then we have this additional area. We're getting a little closer to the interstate, a little further to the south of Rogersville. This is a really solid area of increased wind shear here. Now at this point, we are including Athens, okay? So for the last several minutes, Athens was not actually included in any of the tornado warnings. Now we are including Athens with the tornado warning that was just issued. So brand new tornado warning in effect. That is going to run us Limestone and Lawrence counties. And it looks like that's going to run until 8:45 this evening. So this is something I want to continue to pay very close attention to. A number of different tornado warnings in place across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. So we're going to continue to pay attention to these. We're going to continue to watch all of them, and I'm going to do my best to give each one its due diligence. I want to zoom out just real quick. I'm going to take this lettering off here. I want to zoom out. I want to look at the radar as a whole. We've got a lot going on this evening, okay? So let's go to DeKalb County. We have not been to DeKalb County here in a couple of minutes. I want to look at this. So they've extended the tornado warning into northwest Georgia, which is all the reason I need to have an extra look at this storm over in DeKalb County. So if you're in Eider, you need to be getting into your tornado safe place. Your sirens have probably been going off for the last several minutes. I really don't like any of the velocity signatures with this one. It looks like we'd be focused on this area here, just right about the interstate. I believe that would be I-59. Yeah, so the increased area of wind shear here at this point is going to be just to the east of Eider. We're getting ready to cross the state line. So here's I-59. And it looks like we would be talking about that area running right over the interstate. Let's go to the Lincoln County storm. It looks like we're talking about a very serious situation up in Lincoln County. So let's zoom things out. I want to go, that's the button I'm trying to do. Okay, so let's go up to our Lincoln County storm. That's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, let's go to our Lincoln County storm. It looks like this is a very serious situation up in Lincoln County. So let's zoom in here on Lincoln County. And I want to turn that off. Make sure I don't do anything. Let's look at our velocity image here. We're looking for an area with a good velocity signature. There's really good wind shear here. Okay, I want to see that. Reports that a tornado warning or a tornado, okay. I have not heard that just yet. I heard, okay, so let's look at this here. It looks like this is probably going to be our main area of focus right here. So just to the east of Elkton, we are just to the north of Ardmore in Lincoln County. It looks like we're still talking about a confirmed tornado on the ground in Elkton. I want to look at the lightning just real quick. So there's a considerable amount of lightning within this storm. So something we're going to continue to watch. So Lincoln County, very serious situation there. Confirmed tornado on the ground. Looks like this tornado warning, I believe this tornado warning, let me just check it. Tornado warning, that is going to run until 8:30. But at this point, it doesn't necessarily look like something that's going to be allowed to expire anytime too soon. Maybe some abnormalities here within the correlation coefficient, but I'm not necessarily sure how I feel about that. So I'm gonna go away from that. But again, it looks like we're focused here where you can kind of see this small area of rotation. As a matter of fact, if I just go ahead and redraw the circle into a more concise location, it looks like we would be talking about this here, this area of increased rotation. At the very least, it looks like we could be talking about at least a small tornado on the ground. So that's something I want to continue to watch. Getting a fair number of damage reports, maybe some trees down, things like that. So I want to continue. Let's see for Tora, Limestone, into Madison. Okay, so we are going with, and this is as of a minute ago. So let's go back to the Limestone and Madison County tornado. An emergency manager has confirmed the tornado warning for Limestone and Madison County. So let's go there. That's where we're going to go. That's where we're going to begin to devote our time for just a little bit. Again, if you're up in Lincoln County, obviously I want you to be safe. I want you to be in your tornado safe place. But it would appear for the tornado warning Limestone getting into Madison County, it would appear that that tornado warned storm has actually gone confirmed. So let's zoom in on this, shall we? Okay, and just to kind of clear some of this clutter up, we're going to go away from the radar product, and I want to look at, and I bet we're going to be focusing here on this area here, just to the north of Athens, just to the south of Ardmore. This blinking purple box, that is up in Lincoln County, so I don't necessarily want us to get distracted. So let's zoom in here. Let's go over. So if you're in Elkmont, again, you need to be in your tornado safe place. I want to go ahead and circle this. This is definitely something interesting, definitely something worth watching. There could be something, let's see, dime-sized hail reported in Elkmont. Of course, if anybody has any storm reports, please text those to 256-382-2692, and that's something we're going to continue to watch. I wasn't trying to draw there. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to go look at our other tornado warnings. I am going to go back to our velocity product because that assists me quite nicely. Okay, so we have tornado warning issued May 8th. Okay. So we're still focusing on this area just south of Highway 72. So we've definitely gotten the confirmed purple box at this point. So it looks like we're going to be focused on this area here, just to the south of Elkmont. Okay, if you're in Elkmont, you really need to be getting into your tornado safe place because at this point we're talking about a confirmed tornado on the ground. So once again, very serious situation. Confirmed tornado. This is a confirmed tornado warning. That's why the flashing purple box. If you're in Madison County, okay, yes, you're talking about the confirmed tornado warning and you need to be in your tornado safe place. But at this point, it looks like our main concern is going to be over in Limestone County. That's where all of the action is currently ongoing. So we have a really nice velocity signature here just to the south of Elkmont. So if you're in Elkmont, I want you to be getting into your tornado safe place. You should have been there already, but I really want you there now. If you are in Elkmont, looks like we have a new tornado warning. Do I need to, what is that? Let me look. A new tornado warning for Lincoln and Madison counties. Okay, so Lincoln and Madison counties, and that is going to run until 9:15. So, brand new tornado warning in effect for Lincoln and Madison counties. It looks like that is going to run until 9:15. So at this point, we have a number of different tornado warnings that are in effect across all of North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Brand new tornado warning just issued for Lincoln and Madison counties. That's going to run until 9:15. We'll go check on that in just a second. In the meantime, we have this confirmed tornado on the ground just to the south of Elkmont. If you're in Elkmont, you need to be in your tornado safe place. We are talking about a very serious situation, a really good velocity signature here. We're talking about an area of increased wind shear. You can kind of even see the red here. We focused on that wind shear. And when you're getting from those brighter greens into some of those darker reds, that's when you're talking about some serious wind shear here. And again, wind shear is a change in wind speed and wind direction as we go up in altitude. And it looks like we have yet another new tornado warning for Limestone County. And it looks like that is going to run It was near Athens around 8:40, so a new tornado warning in effect for Limestone County. That is going to run until 9 o'clock this evening. So a couple of new tornado warnings have been issued. One for Lincoln and Madison County. That's going to run until 9:15. And then another tornado warning was issued for Limestone County. That is going to run until 9 o'clock. So my producers, I would encourage you to check the Limestone County Sheriff page, the Madison County Sheriff page. We do have the confirmed tornado. We would be looking for things right around the Elkmont area. That's what we're going to be focused on, and then maybe even down towards Athens. Oh, look at this. So this is what okay, so I'm going to zoom in, maybe not even necessarily zoom in. I'm going to take the X off here. Again, if you are in Elkmont, you really need to be getting into your tornado safe place. Let's zoom in on this area right here. This is definitely something that we want to focus on. So I want to zoom in on this area here. This looks like a really solid storm. Again, if you're in Elkmont, you need to be in your tornado safe place. I'm going to zoom in so some of these roads begin to pop up. Now, my vision's not the best, but I'm going to attempt to read these. So we have State Route 127. We have County Road 33. It looks like we're very close. It just disappeared. It literally just disappeared from me. Okay, so we're still sitting just to the south of Elkmont. Again, if you're in Elkmont, you really need to be getting into your tornado safe place. Here's State Route 127. Here's County Road 33. I want to go over and I want to look at our shear rate. So this is definitely going to be our area of interest. So County Road 33 kind of looks like it runs and then kind of turns and runs into 127. I believe I already got that information about that new tornado warning. So it looks like that is where our confirmed tornado is going to be. And it looks like it continues to scoot a little bit. Again, at this point, this confirmed tornado is getting really, really close to Elkmont. If you're in Lock Crossroads, you really need to be in your tornado safe place, especially though if you're in Elkmont. You have maybe seconds to go at this point. I don't necessarily see a lot of abnormality here within the correlation coefficient, so that's a little bit of good news. We were talking about the correlation coefficient a little bit earlier, and again, a correlation coefficient. If we were getting a lot of debris that was flying through the air, a lot of inanimate objects, I would anticipate that we would see some abnormalities in the color, maybe some bright yellows, especially when you're getting into some of the royal blues with this one. But that's not something I necessarily see right now. So that could be a little bit of good news, but we are talking about some incredibly gusty winds. As a matter of fact, I kind of want to pinpoint some of these just to the south of Elkmont. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to pinpoint some of these really gusty winds. There we go. Let's take that off. So it looks like we have some impressive winds, 70 miles per hour. So if you're in Elkmont, okay, and we're fairly confident that there is potentially something on the ground because we're talking about the confirmed tornado warning. If there is no tornado on the ground, we are still talking about some really powerful winds. Winds of 70 miles per hour. So that's definitely something we need to be paying attention to. I want to go back over here to my storm relative velocity. So it looks like the rotation here might be beginning to weaken just a little bit, ever so slightly. But again, if you're in Elkmont, you really need to be in your tornado safe place. And then that looks like Lock Crossroads really need to be in your tornado safe place as well. I'm going to zoom out for just a second. I'm eventually going to come back to this one. Let's go to the northern Madison County, Lincoln County tornado warning. Okay, so it looks like we're just going to cover the fringe of northern Madison County. I have yet to look at DeKalb County. DeKalb County, a little bit of good news. Yes, you're still talking about the severe thunderstorm warning, but the tornado warning is no longer in effect for DeKalb County. No longer have the tornado warning in effect for DeKalb County. Again, a variety of severe thunderstorm warnings, but at this point, no tornado warning in effect for DeKalb County. This is something I want to continue to pay attention to. Let's zoom in. Let's go up to Lincoln County, up in southern Middle Tennessee, and then northern Madison County. Okay, so at this point, the only section of northern Madison County that is included within the Lincoln-Madison County tornado warning, the only section of Madison County that is going to be included is going to be folks that might live right along the state line. Okay, so here is, let me just turn this off and see if I can. Emily just texted me. I want to see what Emily's saying. Emily is asking me a question, and I feel it is rather important. To answer her just real quick. Okay, I will get to her in a second. That's not as important as I thought. Okay, so Lincoln, Madison County. Okay, so here's the highway. Okay, so this would be 231 heading up into southern Middle Tennessee. The only folks that are going to be impacted by the Lincoln-Madison County tornado warning, this one, by the way, runs until 9:15, would be the folks that live right along the state line. Let's go back to our confirmed tornado. Okay, so we have the flashing purple box, the confirmed tornado warning. That runs until 8:45. It is 8:36, so we still have several minutes for this one. And then this does include a chunk of Madison County. Okay, so now I am going to respond to Emily. Okay. You can go to... Okay, so confirmed tornado warning here. It looks like we have a couple of different confirmed tornadoes. And this one, let's just go to our velocity image. It's much easier for me and probably for you. I don't see a whole lot going on up here. So let's go down south of Highway 72. And let's zoom in. Let's zoom in on this. I have a feeling that maybe this went confirmed and I just missed it within the variety of updates. Okay, so we have a variety of severe thunderstorm warnings, Franklin, Lincoln, and Madison County, severe thunderstorm, or tornado warning, excuse me. Tornado warning, okay. I know I missed it somewhere and I don't know where. Okay, regardless, let's talk about this. And I don't want to zoom in. That's not what I want to do. It's going to zoom in really far. Let's go back out, okay? And then we're just going to kind of go back in because that's what's going to be the easiest thing to do right now. Okay, fantastic. There we are. So we have confirmed tornado warning. We have a couple of different confirmed tornado warnings. All of this activity is going to be right around Athens. It looks like we're focused on an area here just to the north of Lawson, just to the south of Highway 72. If you're in Athens, if you're kind of in Athens, especially anywhere in Athens really, but we're also going to be focused on the area in Athens where 72 meets I-65, okay? So we're going to be focused on that area. If you're near there, you need to be getting into your tornado safe place. Again, we have confirmed reports of tornadoes on the ground. So while I know we're jumping around to a lot of different places in North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee, at the same time, I also want to make sure that maybe we're paying a little bit of extra attention to the confirmed tornadoes that we have on the ground. So let's continue to look here. Let's look up in Elkmont. Sheer looking reasonably impressive, but the velocity signature really doesn't look like it's there. I don't see anything that I really like there. Let's go down. I want to continue to be focused. It kind of looks like this area might be getting ready to cross 72 here before long. Let's keep zooming in on that, shall we? And then let's take this over. And so here's Athens. Here's Highway 72. It looks like I'm focused on this area here right to the north of Lawson. Now, this storm has a history of moving generally to the northeast. So that's something that I want to continue to pay attention to. Pea-size hail, okay, don't necessarily. We knew that these storms had a history of producing a little bit of hail. We have, okay. So radar beginning to update just a little bit more. Still looks like we're going to be focused on this area here. Again, here's Highway 72, just running through Athens, essentially. And then, of course, we have 65. So this is definitely going to be it. This is definitely going to be the area that I'm going to focus on for the next couple of minutes. So here's Athens. Obviously, you would be getting then into downtown Athens. That's something that we want to be mindful of. If you're in Athens, you really need to be in your tornado safe place. You needed to get there a couple of minutes ago when this tornado warning was originally issued. But if you're in Athens, you need to be getting into your tornado safe place. We're talking about a reasonably good velocity signature here. As a matter of fact, it looks like this thing could be ramping up once again. So, yes, let's see here. However, the apparent debris is in the clear sector now when compared to, okay. I was just reading. I want to go and look here, and I kind of want to zoom out. Now, I have a feeling that this is going to be, yeah, it is going to be it's going to be a little bit messy. So I want to look here, and I have a feeling, okay, they're not, okay, it just updated with the latest radar scan. That's okay. So we're looking at our velocity image. So we have the tornado warning here in effect for, looks like Lincoln, Franklin, and Madison County. Lincoln and Franklin would be up in southern Middle Tennessee, and then Madison County would be obviously here in North Alabama. And then we have a TDS in Lincoln. Emily is telling me where to go. I don't want to zoom in. I don't want to zoom in. So we're going to zoom back out, and then I am going to go where Emily has texted me and told me to go. It appears she's reading radar from somewhere. And I want to go up to Lincoln County. This is about what I guarantee she wants me to focus on. So, not that. I have a really good feeling Emily wants me to look at this area right here. If she were in the studio with me right now, she would be telling me that she likes this. Okay, so just to the south of Fayetteville, here's our tornado debris signature. Here's what we've been talking about. So we can kind of, excuse me, we can kind of confirm that there is likely a tornado on the ground. Make sure. Okay, so here's the interesting thing, and I think this is what the National Weather Service was hinting at. Going radar confirmed for a tornado in Lincoln County. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. So we are talking about a confirmed tornado in Lincoln County, just to the south of Fayetteville, Tennessee. So I want to look at our velocity image. We're going to be here within the circle. Here is our, I just put that on. There we go. Okay, so here is our area of increased wind shear. Let me just go ahead and zoom in on this, and then I'm going to go back over. Trust me, it's okay. So here's our area of increased wind shear here. I'm going to take off my circle. I'm going to draw a much tighter looking, much better looking circle. So tornado warning in Lincoln County, and it looks like we're talking about a confirmed tornado on the ground. So here's our area of increased wind shear. And again, wind shear, change in wind speed, wind direction as you go up in altitude. What we're focused on is the tornado debris signature here. Okay, it's kind of displaced from the circle. Normally, I don't necessarily like it when the tornado debris signatures are displaced from the circle, but it doesn't look like it's displaced from the circle all that much. So this is going to be what we focus on for the next couple of minutes. We're going to focus on, my old boss literally just texted me, and all the picture says is view of tornado crossing Wheeler Lake. Okay, she sent me a video. I'm going to send this to my production department and trust that they are going to watch this video and then tell me if they can get it, if it's visible, and they can get it on the air. And by production department, I mean, Bob, I just sent you the video because it's on my personal phone. So if you could watch that for me, that'd be fantastic. I'm going to try from my in-laws' neighbor. They live a couple of miles. Oh, that is an amazing video. If we can, Bob, I just sent you this video. If you could send it to somebody and we could get it on television, that would be great. So I'm literally looking at a video here, and so I want to focus on this. A view of a tornado crossing Wheeler Lake near Lucy Branch Marina. And this video is going to be credit to my former boss's in-laws. I don't know their names, but this video is going to be credit to my former boss's in-laws. So tornado debris signature here. Pardon me if you don't mind. I am just texting my old boss. Some of you might remember my old boss, Chief Meteorologist Maggie Denizio. So tornado debris signature here. It looks like it's weakening just a little bit. I want to zoom back out and I want to go to the radar function here. So I do have, and I can confirm this because I literally just watched the video, I can confirm that a tornado at some point was on the ground. Okay, so we can confirm that a tornado was on the ground at some point. Again, so I can confirm for you because I'm literally watching the video, and I'm going to get the video on air as soon as possible. Crossing Wheeler Lake near Lucy Branch Marina. This comes from my former boss's in-laws' neighbors. Okay, which is still very, very helpful, and I greatly appreciate the video, and I'm going to get it for you here just as soon as we can. It's going to take just a couple of minutes, but as soon as I can get that video for you, I am going to have that video for you ready to air. I want to talk for just a quick second about what's happening here. One, we had the threat for severe weather as we head into the overnight, and that threat still certainly exists. We talked during the 5:30 newscast about exactly this happening. We were talking about the tornado watch. Remember, we are actually under a tornado watch, and we have been for several hours now. We talked about how unfavorable our environment was, and by unfavorable, I mean we're likely to see the development of severe weather. So I guess the better phrasing there would be how favorable our environment is to see severe weather. Obviously, nobody wants to see severe weather, so the phrasing there could also be unfavorable. So we have a brand new tornado warning that is going to be in effect for Jackson County. Now this one's going to be interesting because it's going to be near Huntsville High Top, and that is exactly where our radar comes out of. So that one is actually going to be interesting. I also have a new tornado warning for Limestone and Madison County. I want to switch to my other phone to look at the new tornado warning for Limestone and Madison County. Okay, so let me look at this one until 9:15 for Jackson County, and then until 9:30 for Limestone and Madison County. So until 9:15 for Jackson County, and then until 9:30 for Limestone and Madison County. This is about to zoom in again because I keep forgetting to turn it off. It's okay. So let's just zoom right back out. That's all right. I keep forgetting to turn the thing off. So let's go here. Let's zoom out, and then we're going to zoom back in here on this tornado warning. If you're in Athens, you really need to be in your tornado safe place. Our sports director is over in Athens. I'm sure he's watching my coverage right now, and I'm sure he is in his tornado safe place. So, confirmed tornado here in Athens. If you're in Athens, you need to be in your tornado safe place. This is something that I want to pay attention to because if this storm holds together, it's kind of moving east-northeasterly. It would go just north of the Huntsville metro. So that's something that we're also going to want to pay very close attention to. So we're going to continue severe thunderstorm warnings for Lauderdale and Limestone County. Just trying to pay attention and make sure that I don't miss anything. Okay, that's my teams. I can get my teams later. So confirmed tornado here in Limestone County. I want to look at our velocity image. I really don't like, so there's a bit of a radar gap, okay, when you get to this part of the Tennessee Valley. Excuse me. So there's a bit of a radar gap when you get to this part of the Tennessee Valley. But if you're in Athens, you need to be in your tornado safe place. So actually right over Athens, right, getting ready to cross I-65, it looks like we are talking about a confirmed tornado, Huntsville EMA. Okay. All right. So let's look at this, okay? This is Athens, okay? Confirmed tornado warning out of Athens. And I believe this tornado warning is going to run until 9 o'clock. But I also know, let's go up here. Okay, so it looks like we're talking about this one here, just to the south of Ardmore, decent, okay, so look at this, just to the south of Ardmore. We're still sticking with the, it looks like we're still sticking with the storm that originally went through Elkmont. Okay, so what this storm is going to do is it's probably going to move to the east. These storms have been kind of moving to the east, northeast, okay? So this storm is going to move to the east. If you're in Meridianville, Hazel Green, I want you to go to your tornado safe place. You still have a few minutes. And by a few minutes, I don't mean a few minutes to get to your tornado safe place. If I'm telling you to go to your tornado safe place, then you need to do that right now, or I wouldn't be telling you to go to your tornado safe place. So Meridianville, Hazel Green, you need to go to your tornado safe place. You're getting there early. That's good. You don't want to wait until the last minute. That would be bad. So Meridianville, Hazel Green, I want you to go to your tornado safe place. We're looking at a storm that is just to the west of you, south of Ardmore, okay? So we've still got a couple of minutes before this storm moves into your neck of the woods. But I want you to be in your tornado safe place. And I also have a new tornado warning to talk about. That's going to run until 9:30, and that is going to be for Jackson County. So Meridianville, Hazel Green, I want you to get into your tornado safe place. We have a brand new tornado warning that is in effect for Jackson County, and it looks like that tornado warning is going to run until 9:30 this evening. So as soon as I walk back over, ignore that, that's my cell phone. And I am going to turn that off here in just a second. That would mean the tornado warning has been issued for Madison County. So I want to go to this video, and we have the video ready. So if you see it, I want you to kind of look. You can kind of see, is there any possible way to pop me up over the video? Is that a thing? Me then take the video behind me. I would thank you so much. So if you look here, and it's kind of dark, and that's a problem with dark. So if you look just kind of in the back, and I might even be putting my hand in the way, you can see a confirmed tornado that was definitely on the ground going over Wheeler Lake. And again, this is a video that I got from a really good friend of mine. Her in-laws, neighbors sent over this video. And this is something I really appreciate. When the lightning flashes, you can kind of see that tornado on the ground there moving across Wheeler Lake. So at one point, okay, there has been at least one tornado on the ground. We can go back to the radar. Thank you guys so much. So we have had, for sure, I can totally tell you that we have had a tornado warning on the ground. Okay, so brand new tornado warning. I just got this one a minute ago, so this must be, this one's definitely brand new. New event tornado warning. This is going to run until 9:30 for Limestone and Madison County. I still have a tornado warning that is in effect for Jackson and DeKalb County. So here's the tornado warned storm. Here it looks like this has gone confirmed. Okay, so the flashing purple box means that this has gone confirmed. So again, if you're in Meridianville, Hazel Green, you need to be in your tornado safe place. Okay, because once again, we're talking about yet another confirmed tornado warning. So here's what I want to do here. I want to circle this area of interest. And then I'm going to go down, and we're actually just going to kind of check on what else we have going on. So I'm going to step off for just a second. I know Emily is about to join me, so I want to prep my area. I am going to need to change over here in just a minute. Oh, it's not going to let me connect. That is not good. So here's what I want to do is I'm just trying to check just a couple of, oh, there it will let me. Okay, fantastic. I'll do that later. So, confirmed tornado on the ground. We are talking about the tornado warning that is in effect for Limestone and Madison County. This is confirmed, okay? So this one's going to be in effect until 9:30 this evening. And so we're covering northern Madison County at this point. So again, Meridianville, Hazel Green, all of your northern Madison County locations, okay, those are the folks that we're going to want to be paying attention to this. I want to go over to my shear rate product here. I want to look at our area of increased wind shear. You know what? This has got me wanting to go up to Lincoln County here just real quick. Let's go up and look at the Lincoln County storm. So we're just south of Fayetteville. And look at this. Look at this really intense area of increased wind shear. Okay, so I want to make sure that we're paying attention up here, just to the south of Fayetteville, up in southern Middle Tennessee. And again, this would be Lincoln County. Earlier, we had a solid tornado debris signature. I don't see anything that looks like a solid tornado debris signature now. As long as we're looking at this, let's go over here. This would be the Limestone County, Madison County storm. I want to look at that. I don't see any obvious signs of a tornado debris signature. So here's our other tornado warning. Okay, now this tornado warning does involve the Huntsville metro area. So previously we did not, and this must have been the tornado warning that was literally just issued a couple of minutes ago. So tornado warning in effect for Madison County until 9:30 this evening. Now this tornado warning is going to involve the Huntsville metro area. The Huntsville metro is going to be on the very southern flank of this tornado warning, but the Huntsville metro area is officially under a tornado warning, which would kind of explain why my phone made a lot of noise here just a couple of minutes ago. So, tornado warning in effect for Madison County. That is going to run until 9:30 this evening. Something I want to pay very serious attention to here over the next several minutes. Severe thunderstorm warning has been canceled. Okay, Limestone, Madison County, and that's the one that's this one that we're looking at here. That is going to run until 9:30. That is the tornado warning that is going to run until 9:30 this evening. Okay, so let's take the box off here. Let's look at our velocity image and let's see what we can find. Okay, because obviously that's what we want to do, and it looks like maybe we're going to be focused here on this area just to the north of Belmina. Okay, Belmina, not in the tornado warning. Okay, I'm just using that as a point of reference, right? So Belmina, not included within the tornado warning. Looks like we're going to be focused maybe on an area to the east of the I-65 corridor at this point. If you're in, let's go switch over to this velocity product. Sometimes I like to use this one. I have a feeling I'm maybe looking here right along Highway 72. I kind of want to go ahead and circle that. It looks like that might be something that I want to watch right there along Highway 72. So this would end up pulling us just to the north of Madison. Now, one of my best friends texted me. Odds are they are in a lot of bright lights over in Owens Crossroads. So it looks like this is going to be our area that I want to focus on here. I want to see if maybe that lines up with an area. Okay, so it does, but it's not the most impressive thing in the world. So I don't necessarily think, I'm going to come back to this tornado warning, okay? It's got a semi-interesting radar signature to it, okay? I don't necessarily wish to call it a hook. I don't want to advance that far just yet. But it definitely looks interesting, and it looks like something that I might want to watch here over the next couple of minutes. As a matter of fact, considering how interesting this radar signature is, I think I might just choose to go ahead and stick with this storm. So let's zoom in on this one just a little bit, okay? So let's look at this here. I should just, let me take off my circle. Okay, so it looks like, okay, so we have Highway 72, and then this would eventually run us into, I'm going to zoom out just real quick. Okay, I want to, so this is definitely an interesting storm that I think bears a lot of attention being paid to it. So, there's 72 there. Okay, so definitely some areas of increased wind shear. Here's Highway 72, so we're going to pay attention here right along Highway 72. If you are in Madison, you need to be in your tornado safe place. You are just barely on the edge of this tornado warning, but if you're in Madison, I want you to go ahead and get into your tornado safe place. I don't necessarily, well, what is that? No? Okay. So I don't necessarily see anything that looks like we would be talking about a tornado debris signature, and as a matter of fact, I think we should be more focused on this area down here, really close to Madison, really close to Highway 72. So it looks like that is an area that I might want to pay attention to. We're going to, okay, okay, nickel to quarter size hail. Got some very large hail out of DeKalb County. I can go ahead and tell you that right now. The Lincoln County storm continues to be incredibly impressive. So let's zoom things out, okay, and let's go up to Lincoln County. So we have a tornado warning here for Limestone and Madison County. We have tornado warning here, again, Limestone and Madison County, two different tornado warnings. We have this one here. This runs until 9:30. As a matter of fact, both of these might end up running until 9:30. Both of these tornado warnings run until 9:30. So I'm going to stick with you, obviously, until then. And at this point, I'm probably just going to stick with you until 10 o'clock because FOX54 News at 9 o'clock is supposed to be on right now. But we're talking about tornado warnings. So now we're going to sit and we're going to hang out. So we have tornado warning here for Jackson County that runs until 9:15. Now, as soon as, I know Emily just got here a few minutes ago, so as soon as Emily's ready, I am going to have her talk probably about the tornado warnings here over in Northeast Alabama, and then I will also maybe have her look at some of these up across southern Middle Tennessee, and then I will stick with the Limestone and Madison County storms. So here we are just to the south of Fayetteville. That's out. I want to go in. I want to zoom in. If you're in Huntland, you need to be getting into your tornado safe place, okay? So let's look here. We're definitely going to be talking about this spot right here. That's pretty obvious. When you look at your velocity image like that, and you can kind of see the obvious signs of rotation. A dangerous storm. Okay, yeah, I'll focus on that in just a second. I know. So there's our obvious rotation there. Look at that wind shear. Okay, it looks like you can kind of see some of those brighter yellows getting in there. No tornado debris signature. Okay, so that's good. I switched it over to my correlation coefficient product, which would give me a really solid indication that we're talking about a tornado debris signature, but I don't see anything there. So that's definitely good. The rotation, however, is also quite obvious and is definitely not good. So let's zoom things out. So this is our Lincoln County storm. That Lincoln County storm is definitely really powerful and really dangerous, and something that we're going to continue to watch. At the same time, I want to go back in and I want to zoom in on this storm here, because there was a chance that this Limestone Madison County storm could impact at least parts of the Huntsville. Looks like it could impact parts of the Huntsville metro. I don't see any solid rotation on that storm just yet, so that's definitely some good news. I do see an area of increased wind shear here right along Highway 72. So here's Madison, okay? Here's 565, okay? Here's 565 back into Madison, Belmina, and then obviously you have 65 up into Athens. So if that gives you any sort of indication as to where we are, we're going to be focused here, right along Highway 72. So Madison County, right along Highway 72, this would be right near Madison, the Capshaw Road area. At this point, we're kind of getting towards Cliff Farm, I believe, would be over this way. Brand new tornado warning that is in effect until 9:30 for DeKalb County. So the tornado warnings just keep coming this evening, and we have not even hit the main event. But this is something that I want to continue to watch. This is something that we're going to continue to pay attention to. Obviously, we have the threat for severe weather as we head into the overnight. So this is something that I want to continue to watch and pay attention to over the next couple of minutes. I just got an alleged report of a home that may have taken on some serious damage. I'm going to have Miss Kenesha Dees begin to work on that. I want to figure out where this community is. So if anybody is familiar with the Brigaden community, I'm guessing somewhere in Limestone County, if we could figure out where the Brigaden community is, and if anybody knows or if anybody is familiar with that area, please text me and let me know if it is safe to do so. 256-382-2692. I would greatly appreciate that storm report. So we're also going to issue yet another tornado warning. So a tornado warning in effect for Franklin, Jackson, Lincoln, a lot of them, Madison, and more counties up in southern Middle Tennessee. Okay, so brand new tornado warning just issued. That's not what we're looking at here. We're not looking at the brand new tornado warning that was just issued. We're going to continue to watch this area here as it does show some interesting signs of rotation, maybe right along Highway 72. If I eliminate one circle and then put on the other circle, and it looks like we're going to be focused on this area here, right along Highway 72 in Madison County. So Highway 72, Madison County, looks like it's going to be a point of interest. I want to see if that lines up with any area of increased wind shear, but more importantly, what is that? Okay, so let's look at, my circle is really bad there, so I'm going to redraw my circle. So I want to focus on this area. Okay, so if this holds together and moves to the east, this is going to end up going to the Huntsville metro area. So I want to focus on that for just a couple of minutes. This is something I want to pay attention to. And we're going to monitor this. This is a really interesting area of increased wind shear. Okay, so area of increased wind shear here, right, just to the north of Madison. That's something I want to continue to watch. That's something I want to continue to pay attention to here over the next several minutes. I'm eventually going to head over to meteorologist Emily Owen. I want her to look at the northeast Alabama storms and that Lincoln County storm up in southern Middle Tennessee, if you could, and then I will send it over to you. So actually, production, do you have the ability to put the other radar behind me, and then I'll let Emily have this. Thank you. Emily gets the other one over on the monitor. So I'm going to take this one, and hopefully, nope, maybe I'm taking it, just a second. Yeah, just turn it on over on links too.
Okay.
And then it should work. Did you turn it on?
Yep, connected.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so Emily's going to be over on the monitor, and then I'm going to stay on this one, and that's what we're going to do for the duration of the evening. I'm going to have her look at the northeast Alabama storms and then the southern Middle Tennessee storm, and I am going to focus on...
Hey, you're still on links 1. Hold on, let me disconnect it from over here too. Links 2 is behind you, but I got to cut the hand tracker off on 1.
Okay.
Okay, the mouse is not letting me.
And then we are going to...
Okay, just hold on a second.
Focus on the Limestone and Madison County storm.
Okay, it should work now. I'm disconnected from 1. You're on 2.
Okay, so let's zoom in on production. Could you repeat everything you just said to me, please? I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, thank you so much. So let's focus back in on the Madison County storm. Why isn't that clicking? I am telling it to click, and it is not wanting to click for me. Is it at least letting me move it? Okay, so I might need to go back to the other computer, because right now my button is working. Oh, wait, I know why. Okay, here we go. So that is what I wanted to do. So let's go back into our Madison County storm. We're here in Madison County. I want to look at this, and I want to see what I have. Let me pull up my menu here, get everything back oriented the way I would like it. So at the very least, we have a very strong storm that is beginning to move into the Huntsville metro area. So if you're in the Huntsville metro, I want you to get into your tornado safe place, because we do have a very strong storm at this point. So this storm has moved into Madison County. Okay, so here's the Limestone-Madison County corridor. It looks like this storm is moving directly along Highway 72, just beginning to get into the Huntsville metro area. So this is something that we're going to continue to pay attention to. Obviously, there are a lot of people in the Huntsville metro area. So we have nothing confirmed here. Okay, so that's a little bit of good news about the Madison County tornado, is that it is not confirmed. The velocity image also doesn't really look all well. Okay, I say that, and then I look at the product, and I get this here, okay? So that's not what I wanted. So I want to circle this area here. Again, if you're in the Huntsville metro, I kind of would like it if I want you to get into your tornado safe place. So let's zoom in on this here. Okay, so this is going to be my area of interest, and I'm going to bet that it almost lines up perfectly with an area of increased wind shear. So that's what we're going to talk about here. The thunder is moving in. I can hear the thunder outside. I would assume then that there's probably a fair amount of lightning outside. Let's go ahead and look at that lightning counter. Actually, we have the ability to look at the outside of the building. If we could go ahead and look at thank you so much. If we could go ahead and look at the outside of the building. Okay, so this is the parkway here. Okay, so Costco would be like back here. Costco and Firestone, they would all kind of be off to the back, like less than 100 yards. I was kind of hoping to maybe see some there's some lightning or something. So what we're doing here is looking to the south. Okay, that's what we're looking at here. Again, we're looking from FOX54, and we're looking to the south. So we're looking on South Parkway, and then heading towards Costco and Firestone, which are just a couple of feet down the road. So 72 would kind of be, okay, back here running east and west, because we're looking at cars on the Parkway going north and south. Okay, we can go back to the radar, please. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that.
We've got power flashes in the city of Madison.
Okay, I'm going to actually send it over to Emily. She should be standing at the monitor, and I'm going to let her.
Yes, here she is. Yeah, so I will catch you all up to speed. I'm kind of catching myself up to speed as well because we really weren't expecting all of this to kind of fire up as early as it has. And excuse me as I do hold my phone in my hand because we are, in communication with the National Weather Service. So here is, and you're also going to be looking at the back of my head. I'm so sorry for that as well. But here is that area of rotation that Jordan has been talking about. This is headed towards the Huntsville Metro. So definitely you need to be in your safe place immediately. Like I said, this is headed right towards Huntsville Metro. We have no indication whether or not that this is a confirmed. I've been checking back with the correlation coefficient as well, and we're not seeing any sort of sign of any debris, but just know that that rotation is still there. And within the last couple of scans, we have noticed it has tightened just a little bit. But like I said, we have no indication whether or not that this thing is on the ground. We're not seeing anything on our radar, our correlation coefficient, which is what we use to track to see if we do have any sort of sign of debris. But as of right now, we've got nothing. So I'm going to swap it over to our shear rate and notice how we are picking up on the reds. Once we start to see that red color, that's indication of a nice shear rate. Things are starting to tighten up just a little bit. Winds are starting to get stronger out there. This storm is currently just to the west of the Huntsville Metro, but here's a new scan. It does look like it did just get a little weaker, but definitely you still need to be in your safe places as this tornado warning continues. So like Jordan just said, this tornado warning is just outside of the Huntsville Metro. No indication yet whether or not this is confirmed. I'm going to swap it back over to our velocity data, and here it is. Let me circle it for you. Right here is that area of rotation where the greens and the reds start to touch a little bit. That's where we're getting that indication of rotation. So still checking. We're not seeing any reports whatsoever other than what I reported earlier of the power flashes that have been reported in the city of Madison, which could be just indication of some very strong wind. But we have been tracking this rotation back off to the west, and it has strengthened, it has died down, it has strengthened back up. So this particular storm is relatively cyclic. Just within this newest scan that we've gotten, it has weakened just a tad bit, but we still do have that indication that we are tracking that rotation that is just about to be over the Huntsville Metro. So if you know anybody in the Huntsville Metro and you can hear my voice, make sure that they are in their safe place immediately. That's going to be the most interior room of your home, away from windows, and you want to make sure you have any sort of head covering as well. Obviously, a basement or a storm shelter is going to be your safest bet, but I know a lot of us, we don't have access to that at the moment. That's just a cancellation of the severe thunderstorm warning that they had earlier for DeKalb County. So what I want to do is I want to take this to a wider view. Let me put the warnings back on. So we still are tracking this severe thunderstorm warning off to the west. We also have that tornado warning that does include the Huntsville Metro. We're still watching the tornado warnings that are in Jackson and DeKalb counties as well. The DeKalb County tornado warning actually just got canceled. So we're going to watch that polygon move out of the way. This storm actually is just about to move into the state of Georgia, and it does look like it does have a confirmed tag to it. The tornado warning for Limestone and Madison just got canceled. That is not the one that includes the Huntsville Metro. That's the one that's just towards the south of Ardmore. So I'm going to zoom back into the Huntsville tornado warning that we've got going on because that's really our main area of concern at the moment. I'll zoom it in just a little bit more so you can just check how tighter this thing is going to be. And like I said, it has been weakening just a little bit, but we still have that indication of rotation where the greens and the reds are starting to come together. So this is just to the west of the Huntsville Metro. I mean, it is like right outside of the Huntsville Metro. We just actually got a power flash here at the station, but here's a look outside right now of the parkway. And notice this is pointing off towards the south. So you'll have the Krispy Kreme donut on the left of the screen. The crystals on the right of the screen is where you would have the Costco coming up. the Five Guys coming up, Zaxby's, Starbucks. So this is where that camera is pointed to 231, 565, all around that area. So as of right now, there is no confirmed tornado at the moment, but we are watching this one particular area of rotation that is literally coming right into the Huntsville metro. I cannot stress enough how important it is that you be in your safe place immediately, because these things have been spinning up relatively quickly, and they also have been dropping tornadoes relatively quickly as well. We've seen them just throughout the past few hours, just how fast they've happened. So National Weather Service is going to continue this tornado warning for Madison County. It does have some hail included with it, as well as a lot of lightning. So that's some indication of just how powerful this particular storm actually is. I want to check over on our correlation coefficient. So notice how it's just kind of scattered all around. That's actually some good news, because usually if we have just one particular bright area, usually of blues and greens, that's really outstandish from the others, that's where we would have that indication of debris being lifted aloft. But we do not have that at the moment. So we're really just watching the area of rotation. So here's the latest scan. It is starting to enter into the Huntsville metro. Here it is. You can probably hear the thunder, lightning. I'm imagining the tornado warning sirens probably going off at the moment as well. But here is that area of rotation. It is just along 72 coming into Huntsville, 565 coming into Huntsville, 231 coming into Huntsville. So you need to be in your safe place immediately. We've been tracking this particular storm coming from the west, from Athens, and it did produce quite it was a very well-defined area of rotation. And we've just been watching this particular storm ramp back up, and then it would die down, then it would ramp back up and die down. That's just been cyclic throughout the past hour or so. We've been tracking this particular storm. But like I said, we have no indication of any sort. Okay, so they did just actually change this to purple, Jordan. So we do have a confirmed tornado.
Take it back from Emily just real quick. If you guys could go back to the other radar computer, the one that's really zoomed in with the really big brights and reds, and then come back to me over on the wall, please. So here's what I want to do. If we could pop me up on the wall at the camera as well. So I'm going to zoom this out just real quick. So apparently they have gone with the excuse me. So they have gone with the confirmed tornado warning. And actually, I think there's something I want to do. I was watching this, and I'm trying to zoom in. I want to show you guys the exact spot of rotation. And actually, if you are in the building right now, like the building that you are currently in with me, I want you to go to your tornado safe place. If you are not essential to helping me do this right now, I want you to go to your tornado safe place for just a couple of minutes, because I was looking and it looked like our main area of rotation was quite literally going over Oakwood Avenue towards the Parkway. And we do have confirmed reports of a tornado on the ground. So if you are not 100% necessary to helping me keep this broadcast on television right now, I want you to go to your tornado safe place, because it looks like our main area of interest again was, and I was looking at this while Emily was talking to y'all, it looks like our main area of interest, and it looked like that main point of rotation was right near Oakwood Avenue and the Parkway. So that would be really close here to FOX54 studios. So we're going to continue to zoom in here. I want to go and I want to look at my shear rate product. Again, we have a confirmed report of a tornado on the ground. I don't really like what the correlation coefficient is showing me at this exact moment. But again, we do have a confirmed report of a tornado on the ground. Emily, did they happen to say where they confirmed it?
That's what I'm also trying to figure out too, because the correlation coefficient on our apps that we use as well is very messy too. So I'm just trying to figure out exactly what they're talking about. But obviously we're going to trust them because they know what the best is for us in this situation.
So we're going to continue, like Emily said, obviously they know what is the best, and they're obviously seeing some really important things right now. So I want to continue to zoom in. So again, Emily kind of mentioned it to us earlier, that we are talking about a confirmed tornado. So if you're in the Huntsville metro area, you need to be in your tornado safe place, and you're going to stay in your tornado safe place until I can tell you that you can leave, which you cannot leave right now. So here, look at the area of increased wind shear right over Oakwood, Emily. That's and at this point we are literally crossing the Parkway right now.
Yep.
Would be that area of increased wind shear. You can kind of see some of these brighter greens getting into some of these darker reds. So again, we're looking outside, and actually it would be the other direction from what we're looking at. Oakwood would be just a bit to the north. We're actually looking to the south.
This looks like it's going to be going right over the Kroger.
So that and the radar just updated, but we maintain the really solid shear rate. So Emily mentioned the Kroger. There's the Kroger there right at the intersection of Oakwood and the Parkway. And then, of course, we have the Madison County Service Building, Hemsey's right there. So we're going to be talking about that area of interest, and that's about maybe 100 yards or so, maybe 200 yards from FOX54. So we're talking again, Oakwood Avenue probably just crossed the Parkway here within the last couple of seconds. And again, we have confirmed reports of a tornado on the ground. Now, I don't know. Okay, I have not heard anything that a tornado is like passing through the Kroger parking lot at the intersection of Oakwood. But that's something that we're going to continue to pay attention to. We're going to continue to pay attention to that very closely. The shear rate would tell me, I still don't like the correlation coefficient, so I'm just simply not going to use it right now. The shear rate would tell me that we are talking about some really intense rotation. The shear rate would tell me that we're talking about some really intense rotation. Again, we are talking about the Huntsville metro area. So we've kind of outlined it here. Here's Clinton Avenue. We would be talking about an area just to the north of Clinton Avenue. So again, we're talking about Oakwood and the Parkway. So if you can kind of orient yourself with Oakwood Avenue and the Parkway, the wind shear really just updated there. That looks like Chapman Heights. If you're in Chapman Heights, Colonial Hills, Dallas, you need to be in your tornado safe place.
I'm going to stop you real quick because the National Weather Service, they did just update us that a downstream warning is going to be coming for eastern Madison County. This is just radar confirmed at the moment.
Okay, so Emily just gave us some really good information there. We're going to continue the tornado warning, but it's going to be radar confirmed for the time. But we still have the confirmed tornado warning that is currently in effect for Madison County, and that would be why my cell phone is making lots of noise. As a matter of fact, why both cell phones are making lots of noise. So here's Oak Park, here's Dallas. If you're in either one of those locations, you need to be in your tornado safe place. State Route 2. We are in the middle, okay, of Clinton Avenue, okay, so downtown Huntsville, and State Route 2. So Madison County going to find themselves with the confirmed tornado warning. That's going to run until 10:15. And it looks like they ended up going with maybe they went with the confirmed. I got the purple box. So that could just be an error on our end, or they could have ended up going with the confirmed for Jackson and Madison until 10:15. I'll figure that, Emily and I will figure that out here over the next couple of minutes. So I want to look at our velocity image. Again, it looks like we're still focused on an area. Okay, so maybe the rotation's beginning to broaden up ever so slightly. It looks like my radar scan just updated again. We're looking at an area. Okay, there my radar scan just updated, so.
Watch the back edge of that as well. Notice how we're starting to pick up on a little bit behind that main one.
So what Emily wants me to pay close attention to is she wants me to pay close attention to this right here. So we kind of have our original area of rotation okay, here, but Emily is pointing out, and for good reason she's pointing out, this kind of secondary area of rotation.
It's tightening really fast.
So this could actually end up being a tornado that is, and again, so Emily is wanting me to look at, and so I'm going ahead and looking here. Okay, so here's the parkway. Actually, no, I told you wrong. So, actually, no, I did tell you correctly. So here is what Emily wants us to pay attention to. And again, we're going right back to the whole Oakwood and the Parkway thing. But she wants us to look at this area of rotation right here. So it kind of developed behind that main bit of rotation. So again, if you're in the building with me right now, you're going to continue to stay in your tornado safe place. I want to go ahead and look at the correlate. That looks somewhat interesting, but it looks also very messy right here. So I'm going to proceed with caution. I know we have the confirmed tornado warning in the radar just updated.
It looks like they're honestly starting to merge together.
It does look like there is a level of merging. What doesn't make, okay, so maybe it adds a little bit of sense. What doesn't totally make sense to me is the fact, okay, so the shear rate is increasing incredibly fast. We are talking about a serious amount of wind shear here.
Swap to radar because I think we've got a hook on it as well.
That would be incredibly.
There it is.
That would be very, okay, so again, if you are in the Huntsville metro area, you really need to be in your tornado safe place. So I'm going to zoom this out ever so slightly. Emily is calling our attention to the hook echo here. This is 565, okay? So then we have the Parkway. We essentially have the area right outside FOX54. So we're looking at the hook here, and this is kind of a classic tornado signature. And I'm going to go ahead and circle this, and this is going to be a really big circle. So you kind of have your classic hook echo here, and this is a really good...
Time out real quick, because we just got a notice in the Slack channel that the EM in Clanton is stating that we stated a confirmed tornado. We did not state there was a confirmed tornado. We stated that it was radar indicated. We did not state that this was a tornado on the ground. I just want to make that clear.
That's true. The only indication we have that there is even maybe a confirmed tornado is the fact that we have the purple box. So we indicated that there is a radar indicated tornado on the ground, but we do have the confirmed tornado warning. But otherwise, we have not said that there is a confirmed tornado on the ground. We have just been talking about locations where there could potentially be a tornado on the ground. So this is something we're going to continue to pay attention to. I want to look at that area of rotation right here. I want to go down and look at this there. So that's a very interesting area of rotation. And so that's something that I want to continue to pay attention to. So look at the area of increased wind shear, and then that lines up perfectly with our wind velocity there, showing an area of really intense rotation. Now at this point, we would be moving just beyond the Huntsville metro area. So the Huntsville metro area, the area of rotation I see here would be just on the east side of the Huntsville metro. But I do see another area of rotation just to the north of the Huntsville metro. So that's something we're also going to continue to watch. So we have these two different areas of rotation. And it looks like my radar just updated. So, but anyway, two different areas of interesting rotation.
Let me stop you real quick because the National Weather Service, they are going to update that Huntsville warning to considerable based off of the velocity data.
Okay, so...
and they're, let's check correlation coefficient real quick just to make sure.
let's go ahead and look at that. So, Emily, if we have anything, honestly, I would be
Someone
likely
in the
to
chat
believe.
said governors, so I just wanted to check it. Yeah.
So we would be looking at this area here. Let me move the map up just a little bit. So this would be Oak Park. Of course, we're just to the east of the Huntsville metro area. If there is something on the ground, it would be literally right there. I don't know anybody at the hospital this evening, or I would ask them about that. The tornado damage threat, like Emily just kind of said.
TDS on radar.
So we're looking at this area here, and Emily and I kind of acknowledged this just a couple of seconds ago. And I want to continue to... Okay, so this would be, according to both our radar products and again the National Weather Service, a tornado debris signature that is on our radar. And actually, this tornado debris signature is updating somewhat rapidly. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to put all my focus on this. I want to put all my attention on this. Look at this. So this is a definite tornado debris signature, and I believe this would end up being down towards Governors. Emily has kind of updated that for me. So here's what I want to do. I want to zoom in. So it appears that there is definitely something on the ground right near Montesano. Okay, so here's Montesano. Here's Doug Hill. Of course, we have Mountain Brook. So this is your definite tornado debris signature. So this is something that is very serious right now and something we need to pay very close attention to. I want to go to our velocity. So if you look here, our velocity matches up with our area of increased wind shear. Our area of wind shear and our velocity match up perfectly with our tornado debris signature. So we're right around Montesano State Park. If you're in Doug Hill, you really need to be in your tornado safe place. If you are anywhere on top of Montesano, okay, you need to be in your tornado safe place. This is something that we're watching very closely. We have what appears to be a tornado debris signature. Now, I want to continue to zoom out and look at that hook. Nope, I want to zoom out and I want to see if that hook's still there. Yeah, it still looks like that hook is there. And again, we have our flashing purple box. We've had the flashing purple box for the last several minutes, which would be an indication that we are talking about a confirmed tornado on the ground, because the flashing purple box means that we're talking about a confirmed tornado. So this is something we're going to continue to watch. This is something we're going to continue to pay attention to. I want to flip it back over to my velocity image, and I want to zoom in. It looks like my radar scan has updated. So I want to zoom in here just a little bit. At this point, we are east of the Huntsville metro area. So by the looks of things, if I go back here to the Huntsville metro area just real quick, if you're in the Huntsville metro area at this point, it looks like folks in the Huntsville metro are in the clear. What we're going to focus on is this area right around Doug Hill. So that's obviously a rather populous area and something that I want to make sure that we are very well aware of. So again, Doug Hill is a very populous area. There's a number of people there. So I want to, there's our tornado, that's a confirmed tornado warning that's going to run until 10:15. I want you to look at this area of increased rotation, and it looks like that area of increased rotation is hanging out right around Doug Hill Road, which eventually turns into King Drake Road. So at this point, okay, if you're not necessarily familiar with where Doug Hill Road is, okay, you get to Doug Hill Road by going south, okay, first, you know, you get on the road to head down towards Owens Crossroads. Okay, you get on Governors turns into, and you go up and over the mountain, and eventually you would run into Dug Hill Road. So that's kind of the general direction of what we're talking about. Still looks like we have the tornado debris signature here. And it looks like our tornado debris signature is going to be sitting just, maybe at this point, looks like it's kind of going right over Dug Hill Road would be that tornado debris signature. So we do have confirmed reports of a tornado on the ground. The National Weather Service has gone ahead and confirmed the tornado debris signature. So that's obviously something that we then need to take very, very seriously.
2 or 1?
I'm on 2. You have 1.
Let's see if I can look at any of the cams. We've got one on top of Montesano.
So the tornado debris signature kind of looks like maybe it's weakening just a little bit, but this is still something, it's still kind of there. You see the abnormality. Okay, so we have all of this blue here, but then we have this one spot here. And again, we're right around Dug Hill, and I want to see if this is going to line up with any level. So here's Dug Hill Road, and this does kind of closely line up with an area of rotation. So it would appear that if you're in Dug Hill, you truly need to be in your tornado safe place, okay? If you are in Dug Hill, you need to be in your tornado safe place. So we had a tornado debris signature. We have an area of very intense wind shear. Oh, it zoomed out. Did I do that? So we have an area, looks like they switched to the computer on me, which means Emily must have something that she wants to show.
Yes, I do. I'm about to drag it over real quickly. So look at that.
Okay, that is very, so is this the Montesano camera, or are we
Yes.
looking from Green Mountain?
This is Montesano.
Okay, so we would be looking at, what we'd be looking at is actually this over here is what it looks like we would be focusing on from the top of Montesano. Okay, it looks like that is what we would be focusing on. So this is a camera from the top of Montesano, and this is kind of, you can kind of see how the clouds are lowering. Yes, I understand that it's black and white, and it might be just a little difficult to see, but it looks like we're focused back on this area here, and it looks like this camera looks down into the Huntsville metro area. So I believe this would be maybe looking to the north, I think. So this is definitely interesting. Definitely some interesting cloud formations there that I want to continue to pay attention to and continue to watch. It looks like we do have the definite wall cloud there just on, that would be, if I'm standing on my right side of the screen, you would be looking here. So I want you to look here. You can kind of see the wall cloud here, and this is semi-impressive, and then you can maybe see a little bit of lowering, extending down from that wall cloud. I don't obviously see anything that looks like a tornado, but we certainly see some cloud formations that would lead me to believe we're talking about something potentially tornadic there. Let's go back to me, if you don't mind, and by me I mean my computer, if you don't mind, if we could do that. That just updated. Wait, don't do that just yet. Oh, okay. You can go back to me and my computer. Thank you so much. So we're still looking at our area of increased wind shear. There, my radar map just updated. We're still looking, at this point, we're beginning to move east of Dug Hill, but we're still sitting. Okay, so here is State Route 2, here is Brownsboro, and then we're down into Moontown, two very interesting areas of increased wind shear. I want to go back over to our correlation coefficient, and I don't see anything
Hey, there's a secondary rotation that's starting to form to the north of that.
So are you talking north of?
The storm that we're on right now, like straight to the north of it. They're
Okay.
almost beside each other, essentially.
All right, let's zoom that out just real quick. Okay, so I see this here. Here's what I do see is this.
Maybe try the other velocity product.
Okay.
I'm
let's
on
look
it
at-
on the other one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about. Okay. Yeah, definitely. So here's what Emily's talking about. So I was looking at this. This is just to the south of Maysville and right along the highway. So that is an interesting area of increased secondary rotation. This would be still along Highway 72 and then just to the west of Gurley. So if you're in Gurley, you need to be in your tornado safe place. It looks like this just weakened a little bit. I want to go switch back over. I'm going to take my drawings off. What we are still talking about is some really impressive wind shear here. So again, at this point, we are to the east of the Huntsville metro area. If you are in the Huntsville metro area, you are safe to come out of your tornado safe place. Again, if you are in the Huntsville metro, you are safe to come out of your tornado safe place. My ears came unplugged, so I need to plug them back in. There we go. Okay, so again, if you are in the Huntsville metro, it is perfectly safe to come out of your tornado safe place. As a matter of fact, this tornado warning at this point really doesn't even necessarily include the Huntsville metro. So now my next focus is going to be on Gurley. Here's Highway 72, here's Maysville, here's Gurley, and then again, here is Highway 72. Talking about an area of increased rotation along Highway 72. My clicker has stopped working. So here's what we're looking at, an area of, Emily, did my thing come disconnected?
No, you're connected.
Okay, let me switch clickers because my thing is totally not working. Let's try this one. So we're looking at an area that is just to the, okay, this clicker's not working either. That can't possibly be good. Anywho, we're looking at an area in Gurley. This is Highway 72, just to the south of Maysville. So that's something that I want to continue to pay attention to. That's something that I want to continue to pay attention to very, very closely. Something that I want to continue to monitor. My clicker.
I disconnected it and connected it again. Try it again, and if not, I'll just run it for you.
Okay. Let's see if I can get my, otherwise I can always go back to the other one. Well, okay, so my clickers aren't working. Emily, if you don't mind on my, just a minute, I will let you go to the monitor real quick.
Okay. Okie dokie. So here is this tornado warning that we've been talking about. They did take the considerable tag away from this, but as I mentioned earlier, we did have that secondary rotation that did start to form just to the north of the original rotation that passed through the Huntsville metro earlier. As Jordan stated, if you are in the Huntsville metro, you're in the clear. You are free to do whatever you want to outside of your safe spot. But definitely if you're in Gurley along Highway 72, just to the south of Maysville, you definitely want to be in your safe place. If you do know anybody that's within Gurley, you need to tell them to get to their safe place immediately because this particular storm is the one that came out of Huntsville that we did have some reports that could have possibly been a tornado on the ground. We don't have anything confirmed. We just had a lot of radar data that was very indicative of confirmation of some sorts. But this was that original rotation that we were watching earlier, but we have since had the secondary area of rotation that is formed just to the north of this storm. So we've been watching this particular storm grow in size within the past 5 to so minutes, but it is not tightened, which is definitely some good news. We have no indication that this is confirmed by any means. It's just radar indicated at the moment. No damage reports so far from this storm, but as we mentioned earlier, they did take that considerable tag away from it. We just got a new radar scan, and it does look like this storm that's to the south of 72, just to the west of Gurley, has tightened just a little bit. And the storm that is to the north of it right here, that's that secondary rotation. These two storms are basically sandwiching Highway 72 just outside of Gurley. So if you do know anybody that's going into Gurley along Highway 72, if you know anybody that is in Gurley, you might want to tell them to get in their safe place immediately, because this storm is just on the outskirts of the city of Gurley. So we're going to keep that tornado warning going, obviously, for it until about 10:15. Let's see the new one. Yeah, the new one is till 10:15 as well. So we have no confirmation whether this is a confirmed tornado. Do not know if this is on the ground or not. We have been watching our correlation coefficient, and you saw earlier kind of how what we look for particularly with correlation coefficient. We do not see that with this particular scan, which is good news. What we track with correlation coefficient, once you start to see, for example, if we were in this red area right here and you saw a blue, green color start to form, that would be an area that would be indicative of debris being lofted, but we do not see that with the storm at the moment. So that definitely is some good news, but we still are tracking those two areas of rotation that we've got going right here. As I mentioned earlier, Huntsville Metro, you do not need to be in your safe places anymore. You're in the clear from this particular storm. But we are just going to continue to watch this as it moves into Gurley. If you do know anybody that's in the Pleasant Groves area, you might want to just give them the heads up to make sure that they're watching, they know what's going on at the moment. But this particular storm, actually, it looks like we got a new scan, and it did tighten up just a little bit. Ignore this confirmed polygon, because we're not worried about that one anymore. The new polygon, I'm going to draw it right here. That's what we're going to be watching for, the areas that's inside this particular polygon that you see here in white. So Maysville, you want to be in your safe place. Gurley, you want to be in your safe place. Here's Highway 72 going into Woodville. You want to be in your safe places for that as well. So we're just going to continue to watch this. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. This thing is very finicky when I start to touch it. So let me go back to this. Okay, the velocity data. So here is that particular area of rotation, the one that is to the north of it. Is the hand tracker still on over there for some reason? Because it's being very touchy-feely with it. Just clear that box off for me. For some reason, those keep coming up, and thanks. Okay, so let me zoom into this one particular area of rotation that we're watching. So it's going to be right here, McMullen Cove, just to the west of Gurley, Miller Road, State Route 2, to the east of Ripple Lane, to the east of Doug Hill. If you are in any of those areas that I'm calling out, you want to be in your safe places immediately. That's going to be the most interior room of your home. Obviously, basement storm shelter, that's going to be your best bet, but I know some of us don't have access to those. So interior room, the most interior room of your home, have some sort of head covering. You want to be away from windows. And obviously, stay in your safe place until this tornado warning has been allowed to expire. I want to take things out just so you can kind of see as a whole to the west of these storms. So west of 65 is quiet at the moment, but really we're just watching to the east and along I-65. We're watching these clusters. We've got multiple severe thunderstorm warnings at the moment, and then of course we've got this one tornado warning that's going for eastern Madison into Jackson County. It's just looking like it's about to cross over the county line of Madison and Jackson counties. So I'll go ahead and zoom back into this one particular storm, because at the moment, that's really the only tornado warning that we have. And we're just going to continue to stay on this storm until this tornado warning has been allowed to expire. Let's see. We just got some new information from...
Looks like they're going to issue we can go back to We're going to try me at the wall again, if y'all don't mind. It looks like they're getting ready to issue another tornado warning, and I'm guessing they're about to do it for Limestone County. Okay, let's see if... Oh, good, my clicker works again. Okay, so we're going to take this off where looks like we're going to get a new tornado warning. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. I thought
The tornado warnings for Franklin and in Tennessee and Jackson.
Okay, so we have the tornado warning here for Jackson County in North Alabama. I thought maybe I read that wrong.
No, you read it right. I'm watching.
Okay. Emily, read the 9:53 person update in Slack if you don't mind.
So the latest update is that severe thunderstorm warning that currently covers Athens. So it's about the Highway 72, 65 interchange, excuse me. That's where they're starting to see some rotation develop within that severe thunderstorm warning. The National Weather Service, they just issued a tornado warning for Limestone. This is going to bleed into Madison County as well, and it looks like this one's going to last until 10:45.
Okay, so that's the one that I was trying to hint at. Now I'm trying to zoom back out and go back to that. So we are now looking at what would appear, and despite the fact that we have the confirmed box on the Madison County, there's no confirmed tornado there, right?
No.
Okay. Because I haven't seen anything here as of late. So now what we're looking at is, it's going to do the thing.
I'll watch the Athens storm.
Okay, so I'm going to head over to the Jackson County, and I want to go back to the Madison County storm. And I'll let Emily watch the Limestone County, and if we need to, I will head back over to Emily for the Limestone County storm. But there is a brand new tornado warning in effect, like Emily just said, for Limestone County, and that is going to run until 10:45 this evening. So brand new tornado warning for Limestone County. We still have the tornado warning here for Madison County. That is going to run until 10:15. So we still have several minutes left yet on that tornado warning because it is only 9:55. So we're still going to continue to pay attention to this. And then I want to zoom this out and I want to go up and kind of look at our Jackson County tornado warning and see if we can pick up on any signs of rotation within the Jackson County storm. So, brand new tornado warning has just been issued. It looks like it encompasses just Jackson and then maybe a small sliver of Madison County, but mostly Jackson County. And this is right around the Huntsville high top. So it's going to be somewhat tricky at times to see the information as it comes in here, but you can kind of see this area of increased wind shear that is up in southern Middle Tennessee. So this is something we can watch. This would be in Franklin County up in southern Middle Tennessee. I want to zoom things out. Okay, Emily just kind of did this a couple of seconds ago, but I want to zoom things out once again. And we are going to continue to look. So we have tornado warning in effect for Jackson County up in southern Middle Tennessee. We have Limestone and Madison County. I believe that one is going to run until 10:45. And then we have our other tornado warning that runs until 10:15. It looks like that has been continued. Let's zoom in there on that box there. And I want to, okay, so we're going back to our area around Gurley, something that we're going to continue to watch and pay attention to over the next several minutes. I am, So here's what we're going to do. We're going to continue to pay attention to the storm over in Gurley, and that's something that we're going to continue to watch here over the next several minutes. I'm going to send Emily over to the wall here for just a couple of minutes, and I am going to let her talk to you.
I'm very short, obviously. Jordan has to run out real quick and take care of some business with the people outside of the studio. So if we can we reset my shot real quick? I don't have an IFB in, so I can't hear anybody in the back either. There we go. Let's make me a little taller. Perfect. Okay, so as Jordan mentioned, this one particular storm that's just right over Gurley, honestly, is where it looks like it is at this point. That's the tornado warning that we've been watching. This one's going to go until 10:45. Now, I've been watching things behind the scenes, and it doesn't look like we do have any sort of areas of major concern at the moment. So this Gurley storm is what we're going to be focused on the most. So I'm going to swap over to our velocity data. Let me clear off the pencil marks that we've got going on, and I can try to zoom this in. Actually, let's go back here. What is this? Okay, so we do have a tornado warning. This one's going to be for Limestone and into Madison County as well. Not sure if Jordan mentioned this one either, but that's for that area of rotation that they mentioned. I think I mentioned it earlier. That was broad at the moment. It looks like the National Weather Service, they have issued a tornado warning for Madison. That one's going to be going until 10:45 as well. But the one area that we've been watching at the moment that looks the best, if I can clear this box off for you, the one area we've been watching that's the best is that Gurley storm. Let me step off real quick and clear this box off. These boxes are very finicky if you even touch them in the slightest. There we go. So the Gurley rotation is what we're going to be focused on the most. I do know that we do have that tornado warning that does include Limestone and portions of Madison County, but the rotation is very, very broad at the moment. So this Gurley storm is what we're going to be watching for the most. So let's go ahead and zoom into the Gurley storm. I think they did start to have some sort of indication of maybe a hook on radar signature, but I want to talk about the velocity data right now because we're starting to see those greens and reds pull together at the moment. And that's where we're going to see that area of rotation that is right here, what I just circled. So let me step off so I can read some of these street names for you. If you are or know anyone that's within the area of Gurley, it's just to the north and west of Gurley. Looks like it's going to be to the east of County Highway 87. That's where we're going to be watching for that area of rotation. Hereford Road, it looks like it's going to be moving closer to County Road 1 to the west of the area of Garth. That's where that particular area of rotation is going to be. Let me check to make sure the National Weather Service has not said anything else about the Athens storm because I don't want to ignore that as well. Let's see. Kanisha, can you get that video of the tornado to the back? See if they can get it pulled up to the back.
Yeah, Katie's working on it now.
Perfect. I don't have an IFB. Okay, here we go. We've got this video that we have. This is from Limestone County EMA. They took this video of a tornado. The video was taken from Lucy's Branch looking eastward. So that was that storm that we were watching earlier. Notice how you've got that area of rotation. Really, that looks like it could potentially be on the ground. We don't really consider it a tornado unless it is on the ground in particular. But this looks like very, very well defined, especially with our data we were watching earlier. I would not be surprised if that did some damage. And let's see. I just want to make sure I'm not missing any more tornado warnings at the moment. But yes, that video was taken from Limestone County EMA of that tornado warning that passed through earlier. Okay, so the EMA, they are reporting damage within the 5 points area. So that's from that storm earlier that we had just a few moments ago. So we're just watching this one area right here. If I can get the hand tracker going again. I think I've lost connection with it again. Let me go back over here and I will cut it on because I think we're on 1 now. Just ignore me, I'm talking to myself at the moment. There we go. Okay, so let's go back and talk about the Gurley storm that we've been watching. If I can get this zoom box out of the way, it looks like my clicker's not clicking for this either. I'm just gonna run the radar off the screen at the moment.
I will go.
Or does it work for you?
I will go back. If we could switch back to the other, oh boy, the other computer, and then, thank you so much. If we could go back to the other computer that I've been using this entire time, that would be fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out, and I am going to get rid of this box, and then I'm going to go to the radar, and we are going to go to our different tornado warnings. So the one thing I heard Emily mention is that we have apparently some damage over in 5 points, I thought I heard Emily say,
Yes.
Which would obviously not be too terribly far from here. So, number of tornado warnings that we still have in effect across North Alabama and then even up into southern Middle Tennessee. So we have the Jackson and Franklin County tornado warning. That's going to run until 10:45. We have the Jackson County tornado warning, 2 different Jackson County tornado warnings. And it's important to distinguish the 2 because one impacts Scottsboro and the other is incredibly far north Jackson County. Also going to run until